asking, how do I find my passion? Or how do I even know my talent? You're not alone, because I was literally 13 and I didn't know what my passion talent was. And I had no idea what I was good at. But one thing changed everything. And I found my passion at 14. And today I'll show you how you can too. Hey Dream Aligners! I just wanna clarify that I'm not some expert coach. I'm just a 16-year-old girl who's just sharing her experiences, lessons, and hoping that it will help someone else. I'm still trying to figure life out and I'm still learning too. And every time I figure out something, I'm going to share it with you guys, obviously. So you can align with your higher self who's already living your dream life through action, mindset shifts, and your soul, like I'm doing right now. So I'm not here to tell you what to do, but I'm just sharing what has worked for me, so you can try it for yourself. So in this video, I'm going to share with you my experience and also the actions so you can implement today in order to find your passion. At the end, I'm going to share with you how to have the right mindset. And I wish that I had this knowledge back then, so I would have avoided all this suffering or stress, about, oh my god, how am I going to find my passion? What if I'm not talented? Or, I will never find my purpose in life ever again. So yeah, those were the timestamps for this video. So first, my experience. So it all started at 13 years old. I wanted to find my passion and I was still so young to wonder what is my passion, my purpose, but yeah. Then I turned 14, my life was so miserable, I didn't have any goals, and my mom would tell me, find something to do in your life so you can stop overthinking, because I was a serious overthinker about everything. I was anxious. It's a normal thing. This is the reason why I wanted to find a passion so I can cultivate it and do it every single day, so it can distract me from overthinking, from being lost a little bit. Yeah, I guess it was the best decision ever. Thank you, younger self. I kept wondering, and I couldn't find my passion. And then for the first time I started to watch all those self-development videos, and from them I started to believe more in the universe. So I started to ask the universe to help me to find my passion. And then all of a sudden I had this huge motivation to create a schedule for myself, to implement all those goals that made me so productive, and I was so proud of myself. Finally, I felt like I was doing something in my life and not scrolling on my phone all day, being demotivated, being literally dead. But for me it was a waste of time. And then I realized that I always have loved editing videos, editing my own vlogs that I was doing back then. They were literally my first videos, but I wouldn't publish them on social media. I was doing them for the sake of fun. So I said, oh my god, I didn't realize that for all this time I already had a passion. It was so absurd to me, and I immediately wrote it on my schedule to edit and film a video every single day. And then I started to start my social media account at 14. I started a YouTube channel, then TikTok and Instagram over time. At the beginning I was only doing vlogs, but then I realized, oh my god, it's actually boring. And then I noticed that I was becoming more and more obsessed with the world of self-development, improving myself, my knowledge, my mind, my body, my soul, everything. I wanted to become my higher self and to achieve my dream life, because all of a sudden I had all those big dreams that I don't want to talk about. Yeah, because I wasn't only passionate about making videos, being on social media. So that's why I'm here and I'm teaching you guys how to become your higher self. That is literally what I'm obsessed with. I can do it every single day for hours, and it brings me so much fulfillment and deep intense happiness and peace. So yeah, that was my story until now that led me to where I am now. Hope that it inspired you. So let's move on to the actions you can implement today so you can find your passion too. So now think about what is something that you love to do every single day. What brings you happiness, fun, that brings you excitement? Or if you don't know about it yet, then journal every single night things that you enjoyed doing in the day. Write about what you loved doing when you were a little child. And second, obviously, ask the universe. Like, whether you believe it or not, like, this works. Like, you don't know how many times I asked the universe to remove things that are not serving me, to achieve my dream life, to reach my highest potential. Barely 3 days after, it would happen so quick. Like, things, people, friends would get removed instantly. I would find out that those people were toxic, doing bad things to me and all this stuff, like all of the sudden, and it was like shocking to me. What a coincidence and how fast it would happen. So yeah, be careful with what you wished for, as people always say. So ask the universe to help you find your passion, your purpose, like I did, and follow your intuition, because once you ask the universe something, you're going to receive all those downloads, like instincts, hunches, intuitions that are literally sent from the universe, and it's upon you to act on it. You know what is called take inspired action. So third action, which is going to obviously be so difficult for some of y'all, I know, but it can be built over time, you know, like I did, with small steps per day, per week, which is stop wasting time by scrolling endlessly for hours every single day. Guess what? Guess it? On your phone. You are there complaining about,
oh my god, I will never find my passion, like why I'm not talented like everyone else.
like, you're complaining, but then like you don't look at what you're doing every single day. You're not even trying to find your passion. You're literally scrolling for hours, which is making you more lazy, more depressed. How do you think this is going to make you find your passion? So get up, throw away that phone, and then start to explore. Write a list of some things that you want to try, being a little bit curious about. Try new sports, listen to new podcasts, watch different content. The secret is to try new things. Like, if you can't stop scrolling, then change the content you're watching on social media. I changed my content by watching self-development, build good habits, how to be disciplined, how to all these things that I'm teaching you guys. I tried for the first time hip-hop classes, acting classes. You know, those were the things that I was curious about, I wanted to try. If I never went there, I would have never discovered that I have the kinesthetic intelligence. It's typical for actors, dancers, athletes to have this intelligence. Literally on the first day, both times, the teachers said to me, not every people are born with this talent. You never took acting classes or hip-hop classes and you already can do it that well. And I was also personally shocked because I thought that it was like normal, but no, like I was even better a little bit in comparison to all those classmates that already took acting classes or hip-hop classes for years. So we are all talented in something. We all have passions. It's our job to just find it by trying new things. Because before that, I thought that I was incapable of doing anything. I thought that I didn't have any talents. I thought that I was just, you know, a normal girl, you know, like just doing her things, a little bit lazy, a little bit unproductive, a little bit untalented, the shy girl. So let's move on to the mindset part. One thing that I want to clarify, and I don't want you to make the same mistake that I did, which is thinking that discovering a passion is going to be easy or quick. You know, we are all impatient, especially in this generation, like where everything is so quick. We always want to rely on instant gratification and all this stuff. It takes time. Sometimes you can be lucky to find your talents right away by doing the first new thing. Or sometimes you're going to discover that you are talented in doing the 10th new thing. But don't think that all those previous new things that you tried before the 10th one were useless, because they literally added more knowledge to you of what you're good at, what you are passionate about and not. Because now thanks to them you know more clearly what things you do like and what things you don't like. Then another thing is that doesn't mean that if you are bad at something then it's not going to be your passion. Literally, I was the shyest girl. I wouldn't speak to anyone in middle school. Literally, I was like mute. I would sit alone every single day on break time at school. My voice was trembling every time I was speaking in front of everyone in presentations. I would never think that I thought that I was never going to be on social media because I can't even talk properly to one person, even if it's my classmate. How would I do it on social media in front of millions? But you never know, because practice makes you perfect. Even though I didn't believe that I would become a content creator, I just did it because for the sake of passion, for fun. I would constantly make vlogs with my cousin, edit them, which I was my most authentic self. So it kind of trained me to be more myself in front of the camera. I started to build more confidence, and I just don't care about what other people think of me. Only people who are doing less than you or are not successful in what you're doing, then they're going to judge you. So period. Another misconception that a lot of people have in finding their passion is that they think that it's something fun or exciting for everyone, but no, it's not true. People think that their passion needs to look like something that is fun or exciting for other people. So for example, me personally, I chose to become a content creator who talks about self-development, and it's going to look so boring for majority of my peers. But I don't care because it's my passion. It doesn't need to look like exciting for other people, but it should look exciting for you. And it's going to be unique for everyone. It can be something that majority of people like, or it can be something that only a small part of the population likes to do. And then last thing, it doesn't need to be something that is going to change the world. If you love being on social media, then do it. If you don't want to deal with social media because it's not your vibe, then don't do it. It should be something that fulfills your soul. You shouldn't follow all those stereotypes. Don't worry about when are you going to find your passion, your talent, your purpose, because you're going to discover it over time like I did. At 11 years old, during COVID, I was making those vlogs, with my cousin, editing videos just for fun. At 14 years old, I got obsessed with the self-development world. I mixed those things together that are my absolute top passions on the list. I mixed them and here I am. It's your job to connect all the dots, all the experiences that you had in your past, and since you were a little child, mix them so you can find your passion, or just find one if you cannot mix them that is like your top passion on the list.
And that's how you find your purpose.
So yeah, if this helped, I made another video about how to align with your higher self even if you feel lost. So click here next.